Hello ladies and gents, and welcome, here's my prawn, to the primary containment facility. Or at least I'm 90% sure it's around there. Wow. Feels epic already. More ion I can mine.
Translating local alien broadcast. Warning, vaccine development program terminated. Emperor egg hatching project terminated. Live specimens terminated. Evacuate immediately.
Okay. Ion cube fabricator. Now this could be good and nice and useful. This device appears to be the origin of the raw mineral that forms the base of the ion cubes, which power smaller alien systems. Likely drawing power itself from the main thermal plant, this device may represent an almost limitless source of energy. I am what you seek, want to help you. That's the message we got from the telepathic creature in the last video. Translating local alien broadcast. Everything's been terminated, evacuate immediately. Is that a threat to me? Little robots everywhere. Can I get up there somehow to get to this ion? I can. Yes, I need the prawn to get it. Hello, little fella. Okay, what was that noise? Oh, it's going back up. What do we have here? Ancient blade. Ancient earth blade. Hold on. An ancient earth blade dating back to the 13th century. Blood samples on the blade match that you have 7 separate heads of state from the period. This evidence suggests the theory that aliens are an ancient spaceborne civilization engaged in the surreptitious study of less developed species. They were in the 13th century. Wow. Strange carving. This carving is hundreds of thousands of years old and made from an unrecognised natural fibre grown on an unknown planet. It bears striking resemblance to the old Earth yin-yang symbol. Two competing theories may explain this similarity. Aliens visited Earth prior to the 4th century BC and influenced the development of ancient Chinese philosophy. The concept of yin and yang is universal, since yin and yang describes the fundamental interdependency of seemingly opposite forces. It may be a necessary existential understanding in some form in all sufficiently developed civilizations. The tapering of the two circles, union, into opposing infinitesimally small points, the finite, is one logical way to represent the understanding, and may have developed independently by species other than humans. Alien statue. So, this artifact is unpowered, suggesting it served a ceremonial rather than practical purpose. The pyramid resembles vines spiraling upwards towards the warm blue stone mounted above it. It may represent a plant found on the alien's homeworld, a building of religious import, or even the gravitational pull of their home solar system. Yeah, this is interesting. It's kind of inspirational artifacts that these aliens have collected to help them develop the vaccine. Circular object, holographic projector. This device contains a network apparatus and a holographic projection unit. It was likely used as a communications relay, capturing and projecting the image of the user to a remote location. There do not appear to be any other devices in range. Rudimentary tablet. Quite rudimentary. It's a bit more than rudimentary. This device shares many similarities with the tablets used to access the alien facilities, although its structure is rather less complex. It may have served a similar purpose, granting security access and storing relevant data, and was thus kept here as a form of legacy support. Interesting stuff. I'm going to quickly grab the prawn, bring him up to mine some ion in a moment. going to look at all of the other artifacts as well. I'm just going to leave him here. Okay, alien technology. What is it? This device stores linguistic data from over 1,000 different languages. The core of... Oh, hello. Can I grab you? Yeah, I can shoot you away. The core of the device may allow alien text to be read and translated. Analysis of the onboard data reveals a number of ancient Earth languages, and the term CHPC Live appears many times under this device's data. Its import is unclear. The device, I don't know what that is either. The device seems to be configured to translate into the designer's language. It will not work the other way around. Empty case. Nanobots. Scans show some form of advanced nanobot inside this seemingly empty case. These bots are substantially smaller than any developed within the Federation. It is not possible to ascertain their exact function. It would, however, be unwise to release them. An unusual box. It's a rather literal description. This device contains organic matter particulated. This device contains a highly unstable radioactive isotope, likely to destroy all organisms exposed to it, while leaving physical structures intact. Although it would function perfectly well as a weapon, it was more likely used to sterilize spaces for later inhabitation. Without instructions, it would be unwise to interact with it. I think so. Crescent artifact. Tracking implant. This construct is emitting a high bandwidth signal consistent with alien transmissions intercepted elsewhere. DNA on the exterior indicates it was once implanted inside one of the life forms indigenous to 4546b. Its size suggesting the subject was a Leviathan class organism. Beyond tracking and broadcasting its location, the implement may also have recorded biological data on the subject. However, this data cannot be retrieved. Yeah, so these Leviathans they're clearly being experimented on to try and find this cure. Alien building block. This rock-like object features organic as well as mechanical parts, and there is some genetic and technological crossover with the design of the self-warping constructs encountered elsewhere. It appears to serve no purpose in its current state, and it is awaiting some kind of activation sequence. Materials such as this may have been a fundamental building block of the aliens' technology, or even of the aliens themselves. Fascinating. Right, we've got rooms leading off in all directions. We also have lag. We also have a data terminal. Let's grab this data. We have no more purple blocks, however, do we? So if there's any more force fields, purple tablets, we're a little bit. Enzyme 42 project data.
New PDA data.
Okay, where does this go? I think that might. Wait, we're either going that way. Damn, we do need to have another block. I haven't got any more blocks. I haven't got any more purple tablets. Did I just damage the prawn? I think I might have. Open storage. I've got no more purple blocks. Don't tell me I can't do this. Leave me alone. Right. Okay, we need to go and find... There must be another blue block within this building somewhere. Okay, let's get away from these little critters, and then we will continue. It's quite a big place. And we'll read about the enzyme project as well. Right, this bit of space here. Okay, we have a gate. I didn't bring any ion again. Bloody idiot. Oh, I can mine some. Right. Project data. According to translated data logs, an indigenous Leviathan species was found to produce a unique substance referred to as enzyme 42, which inhibited the symptoms of the Kara bacterial infection in other indigenous organisms. The specimen was captured and contained in a purpose-built habitat for further study. That's the one I think that was destroyed. The alien researchers went to great lengths to provide for the life form's environmental needs, including the import of interdependent flora and fauna via an on-site warp gate. However, its health quickly deteriorated. When quarantine was imposed, all warp gates and force fields were sealed. All attempts to develop the enzyme into a vaccine had been unsuccessful. Well, that doesn't sound helpful, does it? Okay, so we do have a way out of here through this warp gate. I wonder if this will take us back to the island as well. And we can go and mine some ion from that block with the prawn. Okay, that's good to know. Right, the other thing, just quickly, these don't go off, that's great. Okay. Right, we've got many different routes going on here. Okay, wow, look at this. So this is... there's so much to find out. This is so cool. Ventilation control.
Integrating new PDA data.
Peepers entering the containment facility outflow pipe. Ah, we did see peepers kind of going in and out, didn't we, of the vents? These little robots are following me around. Yeah, there are peepers in there. Look, there's a peeper whizzing around. Okay, ventilation control. Water flowing to and from the primary containment facility has been automatically controlled independently of other safeguards. Data on the water composite has been recorded. Water is being drawn from different biomes around the surface of the planet. The water temperature is considerably lower than the volcanic environment outside the facility. The oxygen-deprived water is being flooded from the system and recycled back to the surface. Yes, okay. Advanced theories. Enzyme host peepers leaving the containment facility. The outflow pipes are filled with peepers travelling back towards the surface. Specimens show no symptoms of infection. All specimens scanned are carrying enzyme 42, which data suggests inhibits the bacterium. This is what we've noticed. We've noticed this already. Specimens' stomach cavities are otherwise empty, suggesting they may have purged the contents before entering the pipes. If peepers have evolved to distribute the enzyme via the pipe network, this may explain part of the mechanism by which lifeform 4546b has survived since the bacterial outbreak. The pipes drawing water into the containment facility are filled with peepers arriving from the surface. The fish show no signs of distress. The specimens scanned have all consumed high quantities of seeds and organic matter from the surface. Some specimens are beginning to show signs of infection. So they're coming in showing signs of infection and leaving showing none. Wow. So wherever they're getting to, and then they are actually getting some enzyme, becoming, well, not cured, but the Kara is being inhibited, and then they're getting sent back out, and that is basically spreading the enzyme onto the surface and suppressing the Kara. Okay, we have another phase gate and another robot. Wow. I feel like I should mine some of this ion, so that every time I enter one of these phase gates I can... Sorry my friend, I don't want to hurt you, but I'm going to fire you down there. Did that damage? No, you landed it brilliantly. Yeah, it doesn't give off as much, doesn't give off as many resources as, say, the titanium at all. Will that now start to... It will start to regenerate, so we have a lot of ion that we can get. Right, let's go and let's go and activate the gates, and then just in case we can head off somewhere. Oh, it's in the... Okay, apologies. It's in the stupid prawn, isn't it? So this fabricator basically is going to just create constant amounts of iron. That's fantastic. I need to, prawns storage. Okay, we got 3 bits from that mining session. Okay, back again. I'm just going to drink some coffee. Okay. Wonderful. So if we have a... I'll explore these later. I want to continue, I want to finish off this place, but I just wanted to... Seeing as we're visiting them, we might as well sort of complete these little side doors. And if we've got... Is this going to take me to the same one? Or is this a different gate? If we've got multiple gates... Yes, we have. If we've got multiple gates, it must lead me to multiple locations, which is pretty cool. One of them's probably going to go to... I'm not really sure how they work, because when I went through the gate last time... Let's go through this one and see where we end up, because if it's back on an island we could grab some... If it's back in the quarantine platform, then it's a bit of a walk, but if it's in the other island we can basically just nip outside and grab some... Or should we not bother? Let's not bother, let's continue. We've got resources. The water is just playing on my mind big time. Right, that made me jump. Okay, what do we have this way? Another phase gate. Each of these phase gates take me to different locations. We do have another phase gate, but we only have one more ion cube. Four phase gates. I'm trying to remember where all the phase gates are. There's one in the thermal plant. Yeah, there's one in the thermal plant. There's one in the thermal plant, one on the mountain island, one on the floating island.
This room appears to be a biological archive storing more than 40 indigenous egg specimens in different states of development.
Wow. We've got one of these epic eggs, haven't we, from somewhere? Sea Emperor Leviathan research data.
New PDA data.
Okay, we can't scan any of these, but we've seen quite a lot of eggs as we've gone around. Look at the size of these eggs. So they're all egg-laying species on this island, on this world. None of them are... Okay, there's nothing in there. Oh, there's one waiting to go in. Well, the research did say that eggs were what were being experimented on because the sea leviathans were so enormous. Right. Where's the data here? Sea Emperor Leviathan research data. Specimen size categories have been adjusted upward to accommodate this species. Feeding and digestion. Alien research data indicates that despite its size, this species... Is this what we're going to meet? A sea emperor? We've met a sea dragon, haven't we? That's the thing outside that attacked me and fires fireballs at me. A sea emperor is different. I think this is what we will be meeting. And I wonder if the sea emperor is who is telepathically contacting me. Alien research data indicates that despite its size, this species feeds entirely on microorganisms it filters from the water, which themselves depend on a complicated ecosystem of plant and animal life. Okay, so not a carnivore, or not a predator of larger creatures. Reproduction. Large ovary-like organs are carried in the creature's middle section, suggesting like other species on this planet it produces eggs. However, internal scar tissues indicate probable infertility. Of this particular one. Enzyme 42. The Emperor manufactures enzyme 42 within its stomach cavity to break down its food, and would occasionally expel it into the surrounding waters. I see. This substance was found to neutralize the effects of the bacterium, and its presence in the ecosystem today would explain how life on the planet survived the outbreak. It remained to be explained by what mechanism the enzyme is being delivered. Well, we think the peepers. Health. Comparative analysis of size and metabolic rate indicates the specimen captured by the researchers was approximately 1,600 years old. Extensive internal and external scar tissue suggest it had lived well in excess of the peak lifespan for its species.
Seek fluid intake.
Assessment. While a healthy emperor specimen may have held some potential as a cure, it is unlikely any research subjects survived quarantine procedures. Oh dear. So basically the aliens have wiped them off the bloody face of the earth.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Right. So I think we're going to be meeting
Welcome aboard, Captain.
this dude any moment. This emperor. Bit of ion, just flying off. Okay, so we're getting 3 at a time. And the last place... Hold on, was it this way? I think this is the last one I need to go into. Leave me alone, little robot. Yes. Oh, I've done exactly the same, haven't I? I've not grabbed it out of the prawn. Bloody hell. So it seems like life on this planet was a very, very fine balance, as it is in on most planets. The sea emperors produce the enzyme. But the Kara, it was kind of suggested that the Kara was imported to this planet. So at some point when the Kara was imported, it became a very fine balance because the emperors were needed consistently to produce 42, produce the enzyme, which the peepers then distributed. And whether the aliens realised that was what was going on, it just suggested there that they might not have realised. Right, we need a blue tablet. So hopefully, we're going to find one. What is this? Preserved fetus. Okay, it looks like the things that are outside. Sea emperor fetus. Found preserved in a display case. It was likely a child of the adult specimen contained within the facility. Physiology. Superficial damage to the specimen indicates it was artificially removed from its egg casing. Stunted tissue development suggests the organism expired during the removal process. Tissue samples have been taken from the digestive tract. Analysis. It appears the aliens were attempting to formulate a cure for the bacterium from enzymes produced in this specimen's digestive system. Without a young, healthy specimen, these efforts were in vain. Is there a face? Okay, this looks kind of... Well, it looks kind of sad, actually. What do we have here? That's the broken egg. It's the broken... Oh, there we go. This is the egg, yeah. The shell casing is formed from thick layers of carbon composite, suggesting an extensive gestation period. This leviathan species may give birth just once per century, perhaps just once in their lifetimes. Shell casing incisions. Precise incisions suggest a laser-based tool was used to cut open the egg casing and forcibly remove the fetus inside prior to full gestation. Analysis. Time pressure to develop a bacterial vaccine may have driven the alien researcher to cut open the egg and remove the fetus for study. It is also possible that removed from its parent and natural habitat, some vital condition for the infant to hatch naturally was not met. So in their haste, they may have screwed everything up. What's that? Nothing. Okay, we have a slight issue in that we need a blue tablet to get through this next force field, and we don't have one. And this is definitely where we need to go. Well, I say that, but I'm pretty sure it is. So we have a slight problem. I don't have a blue tablet, but I can make them. And that is a pain in the neck because I've got the materials. God dear. That is very frustrating. What are we going to do, Prawn? Okay. That's epically loud, scary noise. Unless there's a blue tablet. We've used one blue tablet to get in, the one that we had. And there's no other. So this is a slight predicament, isn't it? Yep, I'm taking damage, okay. Well, the only option we have really is to go back. Is to go back and fabricate a blue tablet. This is very frustrating. Very frustrating indeed. Okay, well, we might have to leave this video. We can always, of course, go through a phase gate, but I wonder if the closest phase gate to my things, I haven't got any kyanite on me. Bloody hell, this is very, very frustrating. Unless I run outside, grab some kyanite from somewhere. Or I use the phase gate. Can I take the prawn through the phase gate? Now that's a very interesting question I don't know the answer to. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll make this decision in the next video whether to... We'll take a prawn through a couple of phase gates. With some, if I find some kyanite, I can make it back to one of my other fabricators and make a blue tablet and come back. That might be the sensible option, because going back outside here, I barely survived coming in the first time. So it probably is the most sensible thing to exit via a phase gate, but I would need to come and get some kyanite. Well, so close, but yet so far. But we'll end this video here. Thank you very much for watching.